Hey guys, it's Maymay, and you probably know that we just had an event called Craft-A-Cropolis. Actually, I'm filming this before the event happens because I'm being a little bit selfish and I want to take you along. I think it'll be fun. I want an album for Craft-A-Cropolis. I've never done this for myself. I always say I'm going to, and I never do. And I just really want to. And I love these 12 by 12 albums, and mostly because this paper needs to be shown, so I want to do it in a 12 by 12 situation. So if you're not familiar, these are the 49er Market Create an Album. This is the 12 by 12 foundation inserts, and this is the cover itself. And I did choose the black one, so that's what I'm going to use. And I want to show you the paper I'm going to use. The paper I'm going to use is this Cute and Crafty from Doodlebug Designs. It is the cutest cardstock. I've got the 12 by 12, the 6 by 6, and then the odds and ends and the chit chat. And I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to make this for myself, and I think it'll be, you know, low pressure. I thought I'd bring you along. So let's start with the first part. The first thing I'm going to do is open up this little kit and show you what's in it. So in this package, you get a piece that looks like this. Okay. I think you get that twice, but we'll see what all you do get here. You get pieces. All of these have scores for already on them, and you can use the scores in whatever way you decide to use them. And I'll show you how I'm going to use them. You have this page in this size with multiple score marks. You get that one twice. And then we have four full-size 12 by 12 pages. And again, you can use them in any way you want to. These that have these double scores are so you can make a spine if you want a little bit of height. So I'm going to do a little studying. I'm not exactly sure how I want to lay this out. So I think what I'll do is do some planning and come back to you, and we'll put these in the book so we can start covering. So I have my layout kind of designed, and the issue is going to be showing you guys how this works until I get it all in, but I'm going to try. So the plan here is this section, which is one of those half pages, is going to open like this. Okay. Then there's going to be another piece that opens under it and reveals this pocket. Okay. This whole page that I'm building on is going to open out like so. And then this guy, I'm going to show you how to turn this into a slide pocket so we can put more inside of it too. So I'm going to kind of be building as I go. The other side is going to be done very similar, except this bottom section where I have this one here won't be a pocket. Okay. I think if I just build, it'll make more sense, and then we can flip through as we go. So let's start with the big page and how I'm going to edit it. And I probably need to say to you that this could change as we go, because like I said, that's just an initial, this is kind of how I want this to lay out, but I think this will be cool. All right, so here's what I want to do. I saw somebody do this recently to make a greeting card, and I thought this is a cool way to make a pocket. So check this out. This has a score line right here. What I need to do is measure how big it is from that score line to the end, and I get 12 1/4, I do believe. Slide this out just a little bit, or 12 1/8. So what I want to try to do is find the center of this page. I think I'm going to cheat it with some tape. Let's see what we can do. I just want to know the exact center. So what I'm going to do is lay this down here so I can get my measure. This is some Spellbinders centering tape. And then I'm going to put that there. And so I've got 1/4 inch here I need to split by 1/8. So let's move that until I have the same amount hanging over my tape, and I do there. And so this is my center. So I'm going to mark it so that when I take it to my scoreboard, I'll know exactly where I'm scoring. Can I see that? Not really. There, I can see that. And I'll be able to get my actual measure at the scoreboard. So put it into the scoreboard where my mark is facing up so I can see it. There it is. And it looks like I'm going to be scoring at 6 1/8, which feels right because I feel like this is about 12 1/4. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, you can see how my pencil mark is right there on 6 1/8. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted it to be pretty close. And honestly, you could do this without scoring because of how we're going to be building this. I just don't want it to crack on me. So I'm going to score both sides of this cardstock, just like this. And I want to do this to both of these pieces that have that smaller flap in it. I'm not using the one that has the extra gusset. I'm using this guy. All right, so 6 1/8. It's also important to notice that I put the side that doesn't have the spine into the scoreboard for me to measure from, because I'm not allowing for the spine. I didn't put it into my measure. All right, let's fold this guy. And where I want it to fold is I want it to fold to that score mark. Well, that folds nicely. Just to that score mark, just like this, and then I'm going to crease it down. Now, I'm going to be gluing this shut. I'm going to be creating a pocket out of it, okay? But I'm going to be gluing this shut. I'm not going to use wet glue here. I'm going to use sticky tape. And the reason is this pocket is big. I've got plenty of room for what I'm trying to do. So I'm not too worried about things sticking here and there because there's going to be lots of space for stuff to go in it. So I'm going to open this guy back up. And right along that score mark, right above it, I want to apply sticky tape all the way down. We're going to glue this on 3 sides. Now we'll peel and reveal. Then I'm going to close this down. And you're thinking, Maymay, this is not a pocket. You closed it shut. I think this is a pretty cool trick. I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to put this in my trimmer. This is my little part to add it to my book. So that's my little, I don't know what to call that, binding piece. We'll call it the binding piece. This is my folded edge that I scored and folded over. I'm going to put this in the trimmer and I'm going to run this folded edge 1/8 of an inch over my cut line. Okay, so I'm going to basically cut 1/8 of an inch off of this pocket where it folds. We're cutting that fold away. Okay, that was super thick. I'm going to have to do that again because it didn't quite go through all the way. Got it? So there's that piece gone. And now look, it opens up and creates a pocket. You see that? And I didn't have to do any major work. It's just done. And we can just put this right into the book. So I'm going to do that with the other one as well. So now I'm going to fold this piece that is the piece that's going to put it into our book nice and flat. And I'm going to crease it really well. And I think I'll flip it both ways so it'll get nice and creased so it'll want to turn in both directions really easy. There we go. The more I'm working it, the better it's laying down. So let's do that to both pieces. Now pull the book out and we're going to put these in. So I want one to live here like so, close to the fold of my spine. Do you see that? I don't want to wrap over. Also, because I'm not having to worry about what I'm going to touch here because of how this is going to be my pocket from this side, I'm not going to go all the way to this crease. The reason is, I don't know if you can see this or not, but these albums, let me see if I can stand it up. See how they kind of dent in, they kind of bevel in? I don't want to hang over that bevel. So I'm going to try to come back to where it's flat and I'm going to put it in with sticky tape. So I'm going to place this where I want it on this side. Again, not all the way to that bevel, just where it starts. Then I can press that down and that guy is installed. And he may pop a little bit like that, but the way we're going to add everything on top and put something in his pocket, he'll weight down over time. And that is going to work. So that's one side. Now I'm going to mimic that on the other side with this guy. I think it'll be fun to kind of have it match on both sides. All right, so those will open like that. You can do one this way and then one this way as you're looking. So there's that section. All right, let's put the pieces on that are going to go on the outside. Now my plan for this outside section is to do this and have a little gusset, okay? I don't guess it's a gusset, I guess it's an additional spine, but I only want one spine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this first one be my spine, and this I'm going to fold back and let it be what I glue it down with. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to leave one flat. This one I'm going to fold down like this. Okay, so this section is what's going to glue in. See this little spine right here? I'm going to fold that up. And that is going to be the piece that we let be the spine on the side, like that. It's hard for you to see. Let me crease this and get those wrinkles out that I put in. There we go. So I can apply my tape here. So you can see that's going to give me a spine just like that. Isn't that neat? So that closes up that section of the pocket. Now I'm going to put the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I got this guy on. We've got that little pocket like that. And now I want to build what's going on top of here. Let me show you this too. Plenty of room for this to close up. You see I do have those two spines, but I still have some room. I'm going to add some more between them because this is a pretty thick spine in the middle. We have plenty of room. Okay, next piece. I want this pocket. This is the one that's already created for us. I want it to live down here. I don't want it to have a spine on the side. I don't want to add the bulk there, and I don't want it to have one on the bottom. This is going to be a flat pocket, but it'll be a gusseted pocket because of the way this is folded down, so this will work great. So we're just going to apply tape. In an effort to conserve cardstock, I'm going to cut this down to 6 inches, and I'm going to let this live at the top of the pocket and cover the page instead of running cardstock underneath. I'm only going to put it at the top of the page. I thought about running cardstock underneath and putting it in now before I put the pocket in, but the reason I don't want to do that is because I don't want to waste a whole piece of cardstock behind the pocket. So I'll show what I'm talking about. Like I said, I was going to put a piece here, a whole piece, and then put this over it, and I was like, you know what? That's a lot of wasted cardstock under there. So I'm going to put my pocket down here, and then I'm going to let this guy live up here. And if he tucks in a little bit, which I think he will, it's not a bad thing. Maybe I'll go ahead and mount him down and then put my pocket on so that it's underneath. That's a good idea. Isn't that cute paper? Love it. He's going to go like so. I think these colors are going to pop on this black album so much. I'm excited about seeing where this goes. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put him in. And I want to show you this. When you do this guy, you could miter these even more and get this bulk out, which is what I might do because it is pretty bulky. Do you see how they lay over each other like that? That's so much bulk to me. So I think what I'm going to do is do this like this and take my scissors and just go into this corner. And if I don't cut all the way through, just make myself a starting point because it's just so much to put down here. So now I can open this up and finish that cutout to the point where they meet there in the middle, just like that. So now when they close, that'll be a lot better. I still have a little bit, and I may trim that a little bit. Let's check this side. I just don't like to get that resistance. There's just no need for it. I'm going to trim a little more here. Okay, so now, yeah, that's much better. A lot less bulk, and it'll close down nice and smooth. So I'm going to install the bottom first. So I'm going to lay this down and put it down first and then close my sides in. But something else I'm going to do. You might want to build this before you put it in the book, but we're learning. We're learning together. I'm going to open this out. Oh, I'm using all my work surface for this one, you guys. I'm going to open this out like this. And this way I can get this nice and flat to put this in. And this will make this a lot easier. So I'm thinking what my plan is for this album is I'm going to get it to a certain point, like get as much as I can get done in this video. And then I think I'm going to take this with me and let this be what I work on at Craft-A-Cropolis, because I want to craft this time along with you guys, like at my own table and, you know, in my free time. And I think this would be a fun one to work on. And maybe I can even bring pictures and put them in like in real time, which I think would be fun. Okay, so there's that one all down. Now just peel the sides and I'm going to tuck them down and glue them down. So this is the back side of this page here. I'm going to trim this down to fit here because I think it'll be cute. And I need to trim off about 1/4 inch. So there's that page with our big old pocket. We can put a lot in there, and then it opens like so. Okay, now I wanted to add something else on top here. Now I wanted a flap to close this up, and I can see that I kind of messed myself up, but not really, because I should have put it down first. But what I think I'm going to do is just wrap it over the top because I haven't covered the inside yet, and I think that'll be fine to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this be like a magnet closure over this pocket that lifts, and I may even, I don't know, do some decorating here. I kind of think I want a corner around it because it's just so square. Let's do that now and see what it looks like. Still pretty square, but I can do a lot of work with this, and I do want to go ahead and put it in the book just to save me time later. So I'm going to fold everything down here, okay, because I don't need any of that. But look how much is going to go into the book and hold it for me. That'll be great. It might even be cute for this to tuck. No, I don't want it to tuck. I don't know. I have lots of opportunity here. We can figure out how we're going to do it. And I know what you're thinking. I'm going to have to do a magnet implant, and I probably am. Or not really, because I'm going to put something down here, a photo or something. So I can always put the magnet under whatever goes underneath there. We'll figure that out when we get there. All right, let's apply tape, and it's going to go to the inside. The cool thing about these albums, I know that a lot of times we get intimidated because we think we have to design them from start to finish before we get started, so we know where every little thing is going to go. But you guys, we're crafters, and the whole point of paper is we can put it anywhere we want it. So just like this, I'm going to slide it into place, get it centered. If I did perfect, I could put my centering tape down, but I don't do perfect. Now I'm going to lay this down and crease it with my bone folder. See, that's nice. That'll hide behind whatever I put here. You'll never see it, and it'll be nice on the front as well. So now we have a flap to hold whatever we put in our pocket. That'll close like that. Then this opens and this opens. I like that. Now let's do the other side. Now on this side, I have to do it a little bit different because I don't have to do it different. I just want to do it different. I'm not going to make a pocket here. It is still going to open, it's still going to be like this shape. But what I want to do here is have this flap open and have this flap open like that. So for continuity, whether I leave it this way or not, I'm going to go ahead and round the corners of this before I forget, just because I did those. Then I'm going to fold and crease all of the scores here and all of the scores on here, and I'll show you how we'll put it in. On this page, I decided since I glued it underneath this side over here, I was going to do the same here. And I think I'm going to do the same at the bottom. So we have a tiny bit of an issue here, and that is that where I want to put this, it's going to hang over a little bit. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to edit it. I'm going to cover this tape that I already revealed just to save my trimmer. I'll put this in the trimmer, and I'm going to trim off 1/4 of an inch. It might not be quite 1/4 that I need to trim off, but that'll be good. And if it's a little bit shy, it'll be fine. So that way we didn't stick it to anything. So here's where I am so far. I've got this little flap in, the pocket here. When you open this side, you see that we have the other piece here that is also a pocket, okay? Then on the other side, I have kind of the same setup, but a little different. I've got the flap, and this is also a flap here, okay? Then when I open this up, I have that same pocket. Now at this point, I have, let me show you, I have this piece left, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it. There's several things that I could do with it. I could use it to create a closure flap around this side if I wanted to, like use this so that the cardstock matches. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm thinking about not putting a traditional closure on this guy, or at least waiting till the end and seeing how I want to do it. But what I could do is save it for later and cut it down and use it in other places wherever I might run into something I want. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So this guy is now ready for me to start decorating, and I think that's what I'm going to do at Craft-A-Cropolis. I may do a little bit more before I get to Craft-A-Cropolis just to kind of get my foundation done, because I also want to spend time with all the crafters. So I won't be working on this the whole week, but when I sit down, when I have time to sit down and work, we'll do that, and I'll be sure to film it, and you'll be able to see that in this video. So now, off to Craft-A-Cropolis.
So you might be watching and thinking, I don't even know what Craft-A-Cropolis is. And that's okay. I'm going to give you a rundown about that. But before I do, I want to talk about the album. So you're going to see me working on this album, and it is not an all-inclusive video. This is just the clips I was able to get while I was on the crop floor. So you won't get to see like a tutorial of how I laid things out, but I think it kind of makes sense. And better than that, at the end of this video, I will show you a walkthrough, and I will tell you kind of where I'm at and also what my plans are going forward with the album. So what is Craft-A-Cropolis? It's an event that we hold here in our town in Clanton, Alabama, and people from all over the U.S. and even some parts of the world come to it. We have students from every corner, north, east, south, and west of the U.S., and then we even have a student from Korea that comes. And it's so much fun. You build relationships with people over time, and you just can't wait to see them. And you'll see in the pictures how much fun and how much joy we have just being together, not even the crafting, just being together. And on top of that, you're going to see a lot of different projects. Now, this is a paper and sewing event. So my friend Penny and her daughter Emily, who owns So Charming here in Clanton, which is our local quilt shop, they teach classes and they do something called the big room quilt. And you'll get to see a picture of somebody's big room quilt finished as well. But that big room quilt is where they make a quilt through the week in the room together. So several different people are making a quilt. It's pretty fun. You'll see a lot of sewing happening. We also have people who paint. We have an acrylic. We had one person this time who was painting this acrylic painting that was absolutely gorgeous. We have people who do diamond dots. They sit and do their diamond dots for the week. We had one student who crocheted this week. Also, that same student did a model, one of those little model rooms for a bookshelf. It was really cool. But we get to just kind of enjoy each other, and it's so much fun. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you see the work that I was able to accomplish, and we're going to let you see the pictures from the event. You've already been seeing them, I'm sure. And then at the end, I'll wrap it up by showing you the book. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of the video, and I'll catch up with you in just a few minutes.
All right, you guys, there's the album. We are back from Craft-A-Cropolis. Today is our first day back at work. We're already missing everybody. I hope you enjoyed the pictures and things that we share with you from the event so you can see kind of how that works. If you want to come, we have an event in October. You can get your tickets at maymayevents.com. We'll link that in the description, so be sure to check that out. But look at this. Isn't it cute? I can't wait to add my photos. So many of the folks that were there put their photos on our Facebook group that we have for Craft-A-Cropolis. So I'm going to get a bunch of those pictures and put in here. But these big albums give you so much real estate. I mean, there is so many places to put photos. And I know you're like, Maymay, why did you put these photos here, when you could just put your photos down? Well, two reasons. Number one, I cut this 1/4 of an inch bigger so that they would be matted when I put my pictures down. And number two, I wanted you to kind of see where my pictures were going to go as I was building. And I find that makes it easy when I go back. I still need to add some things here and here. And then on the other side, I went ahead, you probably noticed in the video, I didn't have this part covered, and I also didn't have this part inside of here covered, down here where my fingers are, but now I do, and I can add photos there, and some more ephemera. And when I went to Craft-A-Cropolis, I forgot to take with me the chit chat that comes with this pack, so there's some words and things I can add. I still need to come back and put my place for pictures in here. It's gonna be super fun to fill this guy up. I will get this guy done, and then in one of our live shows on a Thursday night, I'll do a walkthrough to show you with the pictures in it. But I love how it turned out. I want to show you the back. I messed up my footage and didn't quite get a really good video of me doing this, but I just had some scrap pieces and I just used them. This is a piece, this is some of the cut apart, and this is another piece here at the top. So that's what I covered that with. The only other thing I want to do, I want to go through the little chit chat that I forgot to take with me and see if there's something I want to use up here, and if not, I may go to my Cricut and cut out Craft-A-Cropolis 2025 to put up here. I think that'll be cute, or probably like spring Craft-A-Cropolis or something, because we do 2 in a year. But I may be able to find what I'm looking for here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, you guys, it was a long video. It took a week to get it done and then a little longer to edit it. I hope you enjoyed the footage. I really enjoyed this little album. Listen, if nothing else, grab this paper. It is the cutest thing ever. And we do have these albums in stock. So check all that out on our website at maymaymadeit.com. And until next time, bye now.